Hi. Um, I've been working with a gentleman by the name of Matt Bertho. He owns a company called Voice by Matt. And what he's teaching me is how to get my story out to the general public. I never really thought my story was much to tell, but um, I'm finding that God is able to use it. And so I want to share one of my latest stories in hopes that it will touch someone's heart. The title of this story is The Downhill Run. It was a beautiful summer afternoon, and the sound of children's laughter filled the air. The Oklahoma sun warmed the asphalt on the road that crested Foremost Hill. From the top, you could see for miles. The road ended at a T at Highway 69. I watched the neighborhood kids fly down the steep slope, screaming with excitement as the wind rushed across their faces, pulling their hair straight back. It wasn't a busy road, but the biggest issue was stopping before you crossed the road and hit the railroad tracks on the other side. Now, my family couldn't afford luxuries like bikes, but my dad had gone down to the police auction the weekend before, and he found a small blue bike with a white banana seat. He got it for $5. It had been well used, but I was 8 and it was my first bike. The frayed streamers and the duct tape on the handlebars didn't matter to me. What embarrassed me was the fact that I didn't have a clue how to ride it. Now, if you have a big brother, you're going to understand when I say I made a huge mistake asking my brother to help me. My family never was great about doing the right thing, but Mike was the one person in my home that I thought I could trust. I always believed that he would keep me safe. But I got a sick feeling in my stomach when he took hold of the handlebars. Pure fear started to spin knots in my gut as we rolled toward the edge of the hill. I thought I was going to be sick. I wanted to scream, but words wouldn't come out of my mouth. Then, complete panic and utter betrayal grabbed me by the throat as he yells, "Get ready! You're going to be an expert by the time you get to the bottom." And with that, a weird laugh, and a quick shove, I was over the edge, speeding off to join the bike riders of the world, whether I was ready to or not. Well, I made it to the bottom, but not gracefully. My feet were thrown from the pedals, so hitting the brakes wasn't going to happen. I landed hard on the road. Scraped knees, rattled bones, bruised trust, and a pounding heart. I survived the ride, but I didn't understand what just happened. What little safety I believed I had was left at the top of the hill. I had been moving fast, carried by momentum and someone else's confidence instead of my own balance. That pattern followed me far longer than that summer afternoon. Life kept sending me downhill faster than I was ready, and I learned how to endure the ride long before I learned how to live it. For a long time, I believed that surviving was the goal. If I made it to the bottom, bruised but breathing, that was enough. Endurance alone is not the abundant life that Yahweh called me to. He didn't call me to bury my head and brace for impact. He invited me to live fully, intentionally, and in balance. An abundant life isn't measured by how much we survive, but by how well we learn to ride. I see clearly now, like the wheels of that bike. Yahweh is the center axle. He's steady, firm. The spokes are the people, the responsibilities, the callings in your life. Then, when things are out of balance, the wheel wobbles and like a shaking soul. They look fine from a distance, but damage spreads across the whole tire. You still move forward, but the ride is really rough. Things get bent, parts wear down faster than they should. The longer you keep going like that, the worse the damage becomes. Until eventually, the wheel collapses completely. Balance isn't about removing the hills. It's about alignment. The tires in your life need to be in balance. Systems that support the journey, not just a momentum that carries you through it all. There has to be a balance between faith, work, and life. When those are aligned, the road's still going to have bumps and pits. It's going to have mountains and valleys. But the axle, Yahweh, holds it strong. He steadies the ride. He carries the weight of the journey. He seems to smooth out the terrain. When life is in balance, you no longer feel like you're racing downhill just to prove that you can survive the fall. We need to develop our lives in a way that you learn how to ride with God at the center of your life. That way, it all brings Him joy. I hope you've enjoyed my story. Thank you.